Oh, so about reincarnation. So, why do we choose to come here? Why do we incarnate? To experience your desires, your wants, and to learn from the challenges to get there and accomplish the things you want to accomplish in a reality that has limitations. Because when you incarnate as a human, you are limiting your soul's abilities by, incarnating in a physical body. And then you have the challenges in life to accomplish the things you want to accomplish. So that is why we choose to reincarnate. So, from what I've heard, and it seems to be true in my experiences also, people between the ages of 2 to 7 years old have the closest connection with the possibility of memories from their past lives. I mean, you can have blood memories throughout your life, of course, at any age. And a way that they come is from if you travel to places that you've been before in other lifetimes, that can bring a blood memory. Or if you become, if you start doing a hobby, something like blacksmithing, or if you take up woodworking, and if you have ever done that in a past life, chances are you will begin to have a blood memory if you pick up that hobby in this life. But that's not just those, like any kind of thing like that can bring back a blood memory. Doing something that you used to do regularly in one of your past lives. So those are some ways. And it's pretty neat the way it works, but you usually incarnate in the same bloodlines, the same families. Not always, of course, but in general you do, because you want to work with the same souls in your family that you have been working with in past lives. So chances are you are your great-grandparents or your great-great-grandparents. There's a good chance that is you, that your grandparents were you. And if you look into your great-grandparents or your great-great-grandparents, even if you've never met them, and you learn and ask your family about them, and they tell you things about them, there are chances that sometimes you might get even a blood memory from that, if it just happens that you were your great-grandparents. And so things like that, because that's normally how it will work. You go to Helheim for a little while, and then you choose to come back. And normally you want to work with the same souls that you were working with in your other life, your other lives. So then you will incarnate and make the plan with them to incarnate together. And yeah, that's pretty much all really there is to say on it. It's a cycle, the wheel, constantly turning, right? Like Ragnarok. Death, rebirth. Death, rebirth. Constant. Until you choose no longer and you become an elf or a light one, as they would call them. Which means that you no longer have the desire to come back in the world of limitations to learn. You just want to do what you do on the spiritual level. And then you come back and you just help your other ancestors and you become their elves. And your other, your descendants and, like I say ancestors and descendants, because in a way we are all each other's ancestors and we are all each other's descendants also. Because, like I say, you are probably your own grandparents. Or your own great-grandparents, I mean. All depending on when people died and when people were born. But, so that's a little bit about reincarnation. Deuce.